wonderful class.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Celeste Gazzola, and I'm a product manager here at Michaels. And today we're going to be crafting the yarn wrapped sun from our Camp Creatology craft activity kit. So let's go ahead and get started, and we're going to unbox our craft kit, and I'm going to show you all of the fun stuff that's in our kit today. You can just slide the wrap off, and then here you'll have all of your stuff in your kit. So you're going to have your instruction booklet. You're going to need this handy. This is actually going to give us all the instructions that we need for our yarn wrapped craft kit. So you can see here you'll have just your table of contents, and what if you turn to page 5, actually page 6, that's where you'll be able to find all of the supplies that you're going to need to find in your box here. So first, we're going to take our yellow paper plate and just grab that and set that aside. You're also going to need your yellow and your orange yarn. You'll need your scissors that were included in your kit, your tube of glue, a sticker sheet, and then you're going to need 3 pieces of cardstock paper. You have an orange, a yellow, and then a little bit of a lighter yellow shade that you can use. So I'm just gonna show you some of the fun things in here that you'll use some of your other kits. You've got some markers, some different stickers and die cut shapes, paints and a little canvas, and then some clay and wiggle eyes that'll be used for another craft. So we'll go ahead and close this. We'll set this aside. So we're going to take our instruction booklet here, and we'll keep this right here next to us as we follow the craft. A couple other things that you're going to need that aren't included in your kit is either a pencil or a pen. You can also use a marker if you want, or a ruler. And this will help us measure our yarn. So we're going to go ahead and get started with step number 1. And we're going to take our yellow paper plate here and our scissors, and we're going to start making cuts to our plate. So we're going to start with the first cut, and you're just going to go all the way down right here to where the little grooves in the plate stop. You see those grooves right there, and then you're just going to turn your plate, and you're going to make a little cut, and then you'll take your scissors out, and you'll come right back down, and you'll take another cut, and then you'll just have a little square right there in your plate. And you won't need this extra piece. You can just set that aside. So you're going to want to do this step and repeat it all the way down the side of your plate. You can do some different types of shapes if you want. If you want to do a triangle shape, I'm doing the squares, but you can also do any type of shape that you want.
Hey, Celeste, there's some people that may have came in just a little late. Can you explain to them where they needed to start?
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and start by taking our paper plate that's in our kit, and we're going to take our scissors And then we're gonna make cuts all around the side of our plate. So you'll make your first cut here. And you'll go down to the end of where the little grooves of the plate are, and then you'll turn your plate. That's the easiest way to cut it. And then you'll make a small cut, maybe about 1/2 inch, and then you'll come all the way down on the other side. And you're gonna just make a little square indentation in your plate here. And you don't need this piece, you can just set it aside. And we're just gonna continue this pattern all the way down. Our plate.
Celeste, how far do you think you're cutting?
I'm
Maybe
probably
about 3
cutting,
spots? 3
yeah,
little grooves?
about 3 little grooves, yeah. Hope everyone is enjoying their summer. What do you guys like to do during the summertime? I like to go to the beach or play outside. I do a lot of crafts in the summertime with my kids. They love to craft. Yeah, so take a vacation usually in the summertime. Go visit some family.
There are some saying they watch TV.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of good movies that come out in the summertime.
Yeah, there's some swimming and going to the water park. Playing sports. Madison likes playing, she likes tumbling, soccer, basketball, volleyball, and running.
Oh, wow. Those are some fun sports. Okay, so now that we've already made all of our little cuts into our plate, it's starting to look a little bit more like a sun. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna set this aside. And then we're gonna move on to step number 2. So if everyone can see this here, we're gonna start taking our 2 colors of yarn, our orange and yellow, and we're gonna measure them out. So you'll need your ruler. So you're gonna have your ruler, and we're gonna use the inch side of your ruler here, which is the larger numbers and the larger spaces. And we'll go ahead and start with our yellow. Just gonna unwrap the yarn here. And you're gonna need it, you're gonna want to have your scissors handy because we're gonna cut our yarn. So let's just make sure we have them available. And so we're gonna start with one end of the yarn here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure out 100 inches. So we're gonna take one end of our yarn and we're gonna put it right here at the very edge of the ruler. And then we're gonna measure all the way to the 10, and that's 10 inches. And so we're gonna do this 10 times to get 100 inches of yarn. So everyone, if you just wanna count with me, we'll go to 100, that's 10. Then we'll just measure back at the starting. And we'll go here to the other 10, so that's 20. 30. 40. Your yarn can get a little tangled, just 50. The yarn's a little tangled, so you can just try to unknot it a little bit. If your yarn gets tangled, it's okay. 60. 70.
Hey, Celeste, there are some that are asking if you could slow down. I'm not for sure at what part they're getting a little confused. And then there's a question asking, what do they do if they don't have a ruler?
If you don't have a ruler, you can maybe measure out using the length of your arm. So if you want to just kind of take your arm here and then just measure all the way to your elbow. And if you do that 10 times, you should get pretty close to about 100 inches. And so what I was doing here was I was taking one end of the yarn and putting it all the way to the edge of my ruler here, and then measuring it to the 10-inch mark on the ruler. And I was doing that 10 times so that I could get to 100 inches of yarn. So I think I was at 70, so this will be 80. And then I'm just gonna mark where I had it on this end. And then that'll be 90. And then I'm gonna take my hand and kind of just move it over and put this piece that I last measured all the way at the end of the ruler, and then mark it with my other finger here at the 10. And then that should give me 100 inches of yarn. And so once we have all of this yarn at 100 inches, we're going to take our scissors and just kind of cut where we marked that. So now we're going to set our yellow yarn aside. And we're going to do the same thing that we just did, but we're going to do it with our orange yarn. And instead of measuring 100 inches, we're going to measure 80 inches. So I'm just going to untie my yarn here. It's a little easier to unravel it before you get started measuring it out. So I'm going to do the same measuring that I just did. So I'm going to take this one end of my yarn right here, and I'm going to put it here at the edge of my ruler. And then I'm going to measure all along the ruler until I get to the number 10. So right here with this, where my other finger is. And so that's going to give me 10 inches. So then I need 80 inches. So I'm going to do this 8 times. So as that measures there to 10, then I'm going to take this end that's near the 10, and I'm just going to scoot it along all the way to the end of the ruler here. And then I'm going to take my other hand and measure where the 10 is. And that's going to give me 20. I'm going to do this until I get to 80 inches. So now I'm at 20 inches. And then here, starting from here to the 10, that gives me 30. Now this is 40. 50. 60. 70, 80. So then I'm going to take my yarn here and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to set my other piece aside. So I'm going to have my 80 inches of orange yarn and my 100 inches of yellow yarn. So now the next part of step 2 here is that we're going to wrap our yarn around our paper plate. So we're going to take our paper plate. We don't need our ruler anymore, so we can set that aside. And we're going to take one of our colors of yarn. I'm just going to go ahead and start with the yellow. And we're going to start wrapping our yarn around our plate. So how I kind of started is that I'll flip it over and I'll keep my finger right here and I'll hold on to it, and then I'll turn my plate around. And then I'm just going to start wrapping it in any type of pattern. I like to go over this piece of yarn that I started with so that I can kind of stick it under this yellow piece of yarn here so that it kind of holds it in place as I'm starting to wrap. You can wrap in any which pattern that you like. That makes it a little fun, like a spider web. So once we're getting to the end of the yarn, we're going to take our other piece of yarn, our orange, and we're going to start to tie it together so that we can continue wrapping our orange piece. So we're going to tie a knot, and how we're going to do this is we're going to take 2 of our pieces of yarn, hold them next to each other, and then we're just going to crisscross our orange over our yellow. So then you've got them kind of crisscross like that. Then you're going to take your orange yarn and tuck it under your yellow.
Hey, Celeste,
Mhm.
can you pause for a moment to allow them to kind of catch up for a second?
Yes.
Because there's some they're moving or may have had knots. But while we're taking this quick little pause, just want to remind everybody that this class is being recorded. So if for any reason that you feel like you're getting behind and you want to just watch for now and then follow along with the recording, because at that point you will be able to pause or rewind so that you will be able to catch up. Also, real quick, while I have you, there is a question asking you about how did you wrap the plate again?
Okay. So how I wrapped the plate is I took my yarn, my yellow yarn, you can do yellow or orange, and then I just kind of started on the back. And so I kind of held my finger right here with my yarn, and then I just kind of turned it over, and then just kind of started to wrap it around. And I just wrapped it through all the little grooves that we cut in the plate. It holds the yarn in place.
I think we're good to go.
Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna tie a knot with our 2 colors of yarn here, so that we can continue wrapping the orange around our plate. So I'm gonna take the orange yarn and I'm gonna crisscross it over the yellow. And then I'm gonna tuck the orange yarn under the yellow. And then it kind of makes a little bit of a tie here. And then I'm gonna do the same thing over again. But this time I'm gonna take the yellow yarn and crisscross it over the orange. And then I'm gonna tuck the yellow yarn under the orange yarn. And then I'm gonna pull the 2 strings together, and that's gonna tie a knot. So then once my knot is tied with my 2 strings, I'm gonna continue to wrap the colors of the yarn. If you have enough yarn and you're able to hide the knot on the back of your plate, that's great. If not, you can see mine is kind of right here in the middle. So I can just kind of start to wrap my yarn pieces of orange around it, and it'll just kind of all mix together. You can turn your plate and then wrap, and then come out under the bottom, and then turn your plate again and wrap it, and then come from the bottom of the plate and then turn your plate, and then place the yarn in another groove on the plate, and then you come out the bottom, and then you can turn your plate and kind of continue to wrap the yarn. So as we get to the end of our yarn here, I'm just going to kind of start to turn my plate over, and I'm going to take this extra piece of yarn because it's not long enough for me to wrap it again. So I'm just going to tuck it under another piece, these pieces of yarn here, so that it can just hide and get secure with the other pieces of yarn there. You can see that I kind of just tucked it under right here, this little bit of yarn. So then we're done with this portion of step 2. And so now we're going to move on to step 3. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to start taking our cardstock pieces of paper in the orange and the yellow shades. And we're going to start with any color. So I'm just going to start with the orange. And then we're going to take our ruler. We're going to need our ruler again because we're going to start to make 3-inch lines in our paper. So you're going to need either a pen or a pencil or a marker, something that you can mark your paper with. So how I'm going to start is I'm just going to take my ruler and kind of move it down my sheet. Maybe about a 1/2 inch or so. And I'm going to start from the edge of the ruler, and I'm going to move all the way and mark it and draw a line to the number 3. So I just made a line all the way from the edge to the number 3. Then I'm going to take my ruler and move it down about the same distance. And I'm going to make another line from the edge to the number 3. And I'm going to move my ruler down again. And I'm going to continue this step until I get to the end of my paper. You can make your lines as thin or as thick as you want. I'm making these a little bit thicker so that I can have different sizes of paper. So now I've marked all the way down my sheet here. And I'm just going to set this aside. And I'm going to grab another color. I'm going to use the light yellow. And I'm going to do the same thing and kind of put my ruler and line it up with the edge of my paper here. And then I'm just going to draw a line from the edge of the ruler to the number 3. That's going to give me 3 inches.
Hey, Celeste,
Mhm.
are you using maybe about a half an inch in between each line?
Yeah, about a half an inch. You can also, make some of them thinner. So I'm going to make this one a little bit thinner. Kind of will add a little bit of, fun to my sun, because these are going to end up being the rays of our sun. You can also move your ruler and do it diagonal. So it doesn't have to be a perfectly straight line. You can do a wavy line if you'd like to. It'll kind of just make the rays of your sun different shapes. Now I'm done with the light yellow, and I'm going to grab my last color, which is the brighter yellow. And I'm going to do the same thing. So kind of move my ruler down about a half an inch, line it up to the edge, and then draw a line all the way to 3. Then move it down and continue to draw a line. Right now, we're using a couple different shades of yellow in our cardstock. And the color yellow is a warm color on the color wheel. And it's also the color of the sun, which is warm. So that's a fun little fact. And so now I've done all of my lines to the edge of my sheet. And so then we're going to move on to step 4. So I'm not going to need my ruler anymore. So I can set that aside, and I can set my pen aside. And we're going to move on to step 4 in our instruction booklet. So we're going to need our scissors. And we're gonna start taking all of our sheets of paper that we just drew all the lines on, and we're gonna start to cut them. So we're gonna start by going down, and we're gonna cut all the lines that we just drew.
Hey, Celeste, there's a great question out there about how many stripes do they need altogether?
You'll need maybe about 10 to 15 stripes. So some of these, like I think I have a little more stripes than I'll actually use. So you can make yours, a little bit thinner if you want to, and just use one color. Or if you want to, use multiple colors, you can make them a little bit thicker. There's plenty of paper that you'll have enough to make several strips of paper.
And I'm hoping that they gave some of the students time to catch up a little bit.
Okay.
So right now, while she's cutting that out, I hope some of you guys had time to kind of catch up or get all of your strips, your lines done. And again, I just want to remind everyone that this class is being recorded.
So I've just finished cutting my orange paper here. So you can see I have all these strips of paper. And so once I'm done cutting down the lines, I'm going to cut down the center of the paper here near where I made the ends of the cut. So then it's going to give me this little piece of paper. I'm just going to cut all the way down and get all of these strips of paper. And all of these will be the different rays in our sun. So I'm done with the orange. So I'm just gonna set those aside. And I don't need this piece of paper anymore. You can use this for another craft that you want to. If you want to make another sun, you can do that. So I'm going to continue to cut down the lines that I drew on the yellow. And if you don't have yellow or orange, you can use any color of paper that you want to. You can see these shapes are coming in a little bit different than the last piece of paper that I did. Made these a little more like slanted lines. So then I'm going to come back to the edge of the paper here and cut down till I get all these pieces of paper. And so now I'm going to set this extra piece aside. I'm going to take my last color and I'm going to continue to cut all the way down. What are y'all gonna do with your craft when you're finished with it? There's a lot of fun things you can do with it. You can hang it on a wall. You can display it in a window. You can give it as a gift. Go all the way back down. And cut my last few pieces of paper. Okay, so now we don't need any more cardstock and we're gonna move on to step 5. So this is where we're gonna take all of our pieces of paper here and we're gonna start gluing them to the back of our plate. So I have all 3 stacks of paper. And then I'm gonna grab my sun plate that we made. And I'm gonna turn it around to the back side. And then I'm gonna take my glue. So take your little tube of glue and open up the cap by twisting it. And then you're gonna pick one of the colors of paper. You can pick any color that you wanna start with. I'm gonna go ahead and start with my orange. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my glue and I'm gonna put a little pea-sized dot of glue on the back. Actually, glue is having a little, oh, I've got a stopper in my glue. So if your glue has a stopper in it, you'll just need to take it out so that you can continue the craft. Just give me 1 second as I take this out. Hold on.
And Celeste, while you're doing that, some answered your question that they're going to hang theirs on the fridge, going to hang it up on the wall. They're going to show it to their cousins and their grandma. Some said they're going to use it on another craft.
That's fun.
Then we have someone that said they're going to use it as a dream catcher.
Oh, I like that idea. Okay, just 1 second. So I kind of get this stopper out of my So my glue had a little white stopper that I had to get out. And then I'm just going to attach my cap back on. So now I'm going to take my orange piece of paper and I'm going to just make my little dot of glue and then stick my piece of paper right to it. And take another color and I'm going to do the same thing and put a little dot of glue and put a piece of paper. It's easier to put the dot of glue on the plate itself and not on the yarn. Sometimes if it's on the yarn, it's a little hard to glue down. You can just do any pattern with the colors that you want. You can rotate them. Or if you want to do just one color, you can do that as well. Or if you have other colors besides, you know, the yellow and the orange, if you have blue or red, it can even look like a flower instead of a sun. You can also put the pieces of paper a little at the edge, like here of the plate, or you can put them a little bit further down, and then you'll have different lengths of your rays that are coming out from the sun. See, that one was really easy to glue because it was right on the plate. We're going to go all the way around. My last piece of paper. We're going to end up having a lot more paper than we need. But if you want to put more rays around your sun, you can. It's really however many rays you want to have. So then I'm just going to go back around and kind of just press down on all the pieces of paper and make sure they're all nice and glued before I turn my plate over. Then we won't need these strips of paper anymore, so you can just set these aside, use them for another craft or another sun. And so then I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to flip it over. And then there, it's starting to look like a sun. That looks pretty. So now that we've done that step, we're going to move on to step number 7. And this is where we're going to use our sticker sheet and we're going to write out the words "Hello Summer." So this is your sticker sheet here. You're going to have a lot of other stickers that will be used for other crafts in the kit. So we're just going to use the alpha stickers here. And those are just all the letters. So we're going to start with the word hello, and we're going to start with the letter H. And so in your booklet, it'll show you how to spell hello. So we'll start here with the letter H, and you'll just peel off your letter. And then we're going to want to place it a little bit in the center of the plate, but to the left of it, so that you want to make sure you leave enough room to write all of your word, your word. I'm just going to stick down the H. And then we're going to take the E. So I'm going to grab, we have 2 E's. You have a green and a yellow. I'm going to take the yellow one just because my H was green. So I want to stick a different color next to my H. I'm going to put that down there. And then we're going to take the letter L. Stick it right next to the E. And then we're going to need another L. So we have a blue one. And then the last letter is the letter O. And this is you'll want to take out the little center part of the O here. That part out. And then we'll take the O and we'll put it right next to the L. And then that'll spell hello. So then we're going to spell our other word, summer. We'll find our S. We'll grab it. And we're going to actually put it a little below the H, but we're going to put it to the left so that we have a little more room because the word summer is longer. Then we're going to take the letter U. And we're going to put it right next to the S. Then we'll find the letter M. And just go back. Sometimes the stickers are a little harder to stick to the yarn, but these are really sticky. And the letter M. And then the letter E. Stick that down. And then our last letter is the letter R. So we have a blue R. And this one also has a little piece in the center. So you'll just want to remove this little piece right here. We'll put our R to finish our letter. So here's our word that says hello summer. And that is the end of our craft. We have finished crafting it and I think it looks really, really nice. How did y'all's turn out? I hope it turned out really good. I'm sure they all look really, really great.
And just to let everyone know, we would love to see how your projects turned out. So please share with us, have your parents reach out to us on any of our social media platforms, and they can share your work. Who knows, you may see them on our website or somewhere. So we would love to see what you have, and you can place it there using our hashtags, Make It With Michaels. Or hashtag Michael Classes. You could also use hashtag Learn with Michaels so that we can see all of your work. So Celeste, I'm going to move it to the front so that you can say your goodbyes.
Well, thank you everybody for crafting with me today. I hope you had a lot of fun. I had super fun crafting with you guys. And I hope you enjoy your fun summer yarn wrapped sun and you display it proudly in your house for everyone to see. Thanks everybody and have a great rest of the summer. Bye.